This, yeah, that's definitely important. Um, yeah. I feel like that's what we experience. Peace. Who's in here with
Peace,
us?
peace.
We got Palo Santo going, so if you need your energy cleansed, receive the Palo Santo.
That's what it is.
Receive the Palo Santo.
Yeah, peace and love to the two of you, the three of you
Peace, peace, peace.
that are on with us right now.
Y'all
Yeah,
know we said we was gonna try to like make sure we bringing y'all a show every Sunday. Oh my goodness, it has been such a task, but we are here.
we
Peace,
are.
Elise.
Peace. Yeah.
Come on in,
Super
come on
Sunday.
in.
Mhm.
Super Sunday, Soul Sunday,
That's what it is.
Soul Tribe Sunday.
Mhm.
This is like still in the works.
Yeah, yeah.
Peace, Kirsten. Peace, Shanice. Y'all can shout out where
Love.
y'all are too. Peace, Nava, y'all.
Yeah, yeah,
I love it. Oh my gosh.
yeah.
Like our toddler is at home asleep.
Mhm.
We took
Mhm.
them to see Paw
Mhm.
Patrol and everybody like fell
Knocked out.
asleep. So he was
Mhm.
like, let's
Let's
hit the
go.
door. Let's go do the show now
Yep.
while they sleeping.
Yep.
So
So we trying to follow some time constraints. You know how that goes. But when we in
peace
the
day
air
girl Beckles.
when we in the air it just flows. You know. So yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
So I feel led to go ahead and kind of call on our ancestors and our guides and stuff because the energy is super dense right now. I don't know if y'all feel dense, but my whole body has been dense the whole day. I didn't really sleep deeply. Been having a lot of dreams that I really don't care to have.
Mhm.
Um, and it's just been
And you called them nightmares.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
nightmares really.
yeah.
So if y'all dream activity been unusual, that's definitely part of this shift.
Energy. Yeah.
Um, so I want to talk about trauma because I've been working with ISIS, and I started off working with Yin and Yang, and Yin and Yang was getting me more into my feelings, more into my emotions, and then when ISIS finally said, "Okay, you ready to work with me?" and I started working with ISIS, I really didn't know what to expect. I'm learning this as I go,
Mhm.
and ISIS has really been challenging me in earnest in our relationship for our bonding to be different.
Mhm.
So the bond that you usually have when you get into a twin flame, mostly relationship, and a lot of you all desire that, but the bond is typically going to be some form of trauma.
Mhm.
And what happens is you resonate with each other's trauma.
Yeah.
So that's why you feel the deep pull and connection. But when you get, hey, Anika, when you get further Skywalker, I love it.
Mhm.
What's up, Word Watcher? Peace to you.
Mhm.
So trauma has the ability to create bonds between you and certain souls. And it's not always a twin flame. It could be a friend. It could be a coworker. It could be a sibling. You know what I'm saying? It's on many levels.
It's so.
So, you know,
I was just gonna say it's so deep. That's
yeah,
the reason why you can attract that type of vibration in another person,
absolutely.
and sometimes you'll realize and ask that question later, like, man, I always attract these certain type of guys, or I always attract these certain type of women. You know what I'm saying? And that's because of like what Cam's saying, that that trauma that you have been through, those experiences carry a certain energy, and so that's going to be what you attract.
It's frustrating because when you start awakening, the last thing you want to do is have to re-experience trauma. But to awaken means to re-experience your trauma, but begin working through it
Yeah.
instead of letting it be the stuff that you swept under the rug and you just left it there. When you start awakening, that is the soul's way of purging the trauma to the surface. And so you're gonna have, and look, it is generational. So you can have moments where you're experiencing the trauma of your great 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 grandfather, like in that moment, because it's in the blood. It is in the blood. Epigenetics. And so the energy right now, Isis, her energy has been telling me, like, I need y'all to start allowing this trauma to come to the surface. Y'all keep trying to find stuff to comfort y'all, and distract y'all, but everything that you want to manifest only comes by facing the fear, facing the trauma.
That's right.
I don't want to hear that.
And I don't want to deal with that.
It already feels like it's too much, you know. And we're in a weird place where a lot of us are still being judged because the people in our circles are people who were of the mindset when we were more in a 3D mindset. And so it's a strange place to be in, and it can be lonely, it can be frustrating. So I want to encourage you all. So what do we do about this? What do we do? Because a lot of us aren't in twin flame reunions that desire to be because we are unwilling to face our trauma. And this is what it is. Like me and Ernest, every single day have to face the trauma. Peace, Mr. Bandclap. Good to see you in here with us.
What's up, brother? Peace.
So I just want to encourage y'all, find a deity that resonates with you. But don't worry about the initiation process and the order and the right way to do this, and you got to seek out a Bible before you do this, and a priest before you do this. Like, don't worry about none of that. Because the energy of the soul is bigger than all of that. We got to release this trauma, y'all, so we can be real, so we can be who we really are, so we can stand in our truth and hold on to that. Everything that you can research on the internet, whether it's about chakras or deities, it's all about the journey of the soul finding itself, coming back to itself. That's deep. Yeah. Like, so the Akashic records, speaking of which, it's open. That is the scroll in the book of Revelations that opens, and it's open, and it's like everything that your heart desires, but you must come in here. It's like Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. The treasure would always be in this dark, scary place.
Right.
You know, and you got to go through stuff to get it.
That's right.
So y'all be encouraged. I know y'all feel this. I know y'all feel the density, the sadness sometimes, but be encouraged. All of us are going through this collectively as a soul because we incarnated here at this time to raise the vibration of Earth. We got to be some dope-ass people because this is some scary shit. Like, Awakening is like a horror movie. It's not a fantasy. It is a horror movie.
That is so true.
Yeah, exactly. And so the practice is to learn how to reset your vibration when it's not in a place that's beneficial for you or the people around you, to be able to reset that vibration. And sometimes your vibration needs to be a vibration that's only beneficial to you and fuck the people around you, because the people around you don't give a fuck about you. And so we've been taught to be martyrs because a lot of us came through religion. So it's like, oh, I have to be a martyr, I have to be kind, I have to be good, I have to turn the other cheek. And that's some energy vampiric shit. And so we cannot feed into that system, but desire to go into a higher dimension, a higher consciousness. And so for the first time, I had a being, I hadn't even told Ernest this because I just remembered, but I had a being talking to me that called itself the Shining One. And I was like, what dimension you come from? Because it was something I had never seen before. And he was just kind of like, you wouldn't believe me if I told you. And I was like, well, tell me. And he was like, I come from the 91st dimension. And I was like, wait. You know, like,
the 91st dimension.
We just now learning about the 4D, 5D, right? And you're talking about you come from the 91st dimension. And he's like, yeah, and this entity explained what's going on with humanity. And this entity was just like, we don't see life the way you all do. And so we can't communicate with a lot of you all because you're so locked in to what you can feel, touch, and see. And you only think what matters is the matter that you can see with your physical eyes. And and this entity was like, we don't understand. We're watching you all go through this, but we don't understand it the way you all do because we're not in it. And and I was just like, well, what do we do? Because the trauma has embedded itself down in us. So right now, me and Ernest, we're struggling with just being
deeper
honest and being deep.
heart communication, just being able to and it's really mostly me, just it's mostly me. From the trauma that I've been through, from the narcissistic upbringing that I had, from my mom, and a couple of the relationships that I've been in the past, to where I've been unable to really communicate and express myself from a heart perspective. That trauma caused me to as a result, the way that I would deal with something, it muted me to the point to where I felt like, expressing myself from my heart, that, no, I'm not gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? And I lost that. And so now, because I have a relationship with Cam, and our relationship is one that's built upon being able to communicate, and you know what I'm saying, like I said, we're not just talking about no regular communication, you know what I'm saying? No, we're talking about some real heart to heart. This is how I feel, this is how I think. Basically just being one. You know what I'm saying? When I feel a certain way, hey, this is how I feel. When she feels a certain way, or this is what she's thinking, this is how I feel. Being able to express that. And like I said, for me, it's been more difficult because as a man, I just tended to not express myself in that way. Being hypersensitive enough to really express my emotions, and show emotions, to the fact that I'm vulnerable. We talk about this. She's talked about it. I've talked about it, but it's easier said than done. And so that's where we are, um, going through all of the trauma that we've experienced, and yet finding some grounding and finding some balance and being able to express myself. So she's helping me. She's walking with me. She's being extremely patient. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm so grateful for it. But it's a work. But hey, you can do it. And I believe, as we was talking, if two of us dealing with it, a lot of us dealing with it. You know what I'm saying? If I'm one person, if I'm myself as a man dealing with it, then I know a lot of other men are dealing with it as well. You know what I'm saying? Because we all got trauma. We all done dealt with some trauma, and 9 times out of 10, we all done had experiences with narcissistic parents.
Yes.
All of us done been in some fucked up relationships. You know what I'm saying? To the point to where expectations were placed on you as a man in the relationship, that it didn't allow for you to sometimes express how you really feel from your heart.
And I was gonna say, it's crazy because the spiritual awakening, the fact that we are right here, right now, coming out of the matrix for Neo was painful, and
It's good enough.
he had to feel things he never felt before, and that's where we are now on so many levels. We're in the middle of a war, but it's like we're the only ones who are really in the war. It's like the people who still do church and the people who don't delve deep into the whys, the people who aren't even interested in what an inner child is, the people who could care less what it means to be codependent. Um, those people, they're not really in the war. because they're in the program.
Mm-hmm.
They're in the
Going through the
program,
motions.
going through the motions of the program, and they're not resisting. We got to resist it. We are the resistance.
Mm-hmm.
And so, in order to battle resistance outwardly, we have to battle the resistance that's inward. So everybody talks about this beautiful Gaia and this beautiful heaven on earth, but nobody really gives us strategies and tools and how to transmute that energy, because that's really what it is. That's how you create heaven on earth. You have to transmute energy. You have to have a judgment day. You have to have a day where you give an account for every word, every thought, every deed that you've done. And that's what we're experiencing right now. We're experiencing the fruits of everything throughout our life that we have done. And it's like all at one time is being condensed.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden you awaken, but you're lost at the same time. It's like, I don't know what to do, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And you can look at our playlist and tell we all over the place, because we just got our antennas out trying to feel for what has the highest amount of resonance.
Mm-hmm.
And so in order to bring mayat, to bring balance, to bring harmony to the earth, we got to go within. So for those of you who don't have an outside mirror yet that is manifested into your life to show you your true self, you can do this work with yourself. You don't have to have a twin flame to do this work.
Right.
But you got to stop being afraid to go there.
Don't run from it.
Don't run from it. When it come up like today, I've been depressed all day. Really couldn't tell you why. I can name a lot of reasons, but it wasn't anything specific that had me feeling so dense and so heavy, and I couldn't shake it.
Mm-hmm.
So the things that I have found to help me shake it, definitely shadow work. But don't do shadow work without doing self-love practice, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Because it will make you go crazy. It might be a bit too much. Okay, Mr. Band Clap, see, bro? Yeah, it's the energy.
Mm-hmm.
But we got to go into this murky water, right? We got to go into the murky water before we're able to get to the clear water,
Mm-hmm.
to get into the clear. Yeah, the anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
Breath, one of the most simple places to start.
We were talking about that. Yeah. Some controlled breathing. Mm-hmm.
Because when you feel like you cannot control anything else in your life, one thing that you can is typically your breath.
That's right.
So start with what the life energy that is in you, and say to yourself, I cannot control the situation, but I can control my breath. And I find peace that I'm able to align with Source, the creator of all things right now, who has breath still in my body. And I can control that breath.
There is a book, Kirsten X. If there's a book that we suggest on shadow work,
Illuminating the shadows.
Yeah.
Illuminating the shadows. I'm still working on it. I have to keep going back because it's so deep. Illuminating the shadows. Carl Jung. Carl Jung, definitely. Manly P. Hall, all of their teachers and lectures. We're trying to eventually get to a point where we have a separate channel where we just upload that content for you all.
Right.
Because what's happening, the trauma is what created the false self. That's what created the avatar for us to experience the 3D world. That was created through the trauma, okay? So I need y'all, so educate yourself. Knowledge is power. We perish for lack of knowledge. Knowledge is power. So continue. Lisa Romano videos talking about relationships, narcissism, codependence, inner child. All of these things are going to work hand in hand.
Yeah.
The real issue is we were never made to feel safe. And the people like us who came here to do what we're doing, we incarnated typically into difficult families, dysfunctional families, and difficult lives. We typically have been woke since the day we was born, but you have to go through the system of the family you're born in.
Exactly.
That's a miserable place to be. Now, I met a soulless portal recently. Oh my goodness, at my daughter's dentist appointment, and she was so soulless.
A soulless portal.
Oh my God. I was trying to interact with her, and I was like, okay, I can't even interface with this person. What is going on? I cannot interface with this person. So if you cannot interface with somebody, don't think it's you. 9 times out of 10, that is a background person. That is what Dorothy Cannon called them, or that is a soulless portal, is what I call them and some other people. But those people are necessary for the program to run. And so certain people who work certain jobs, you just can't have a soul to have their job. That's just what it is. But however, soulless portals are the reason we have a lot of things that we have now that we're using. So understand that these people are kind of there just to hold anchor the 3D matrix, but they don't have to become a part of your timeline. Don't allow their energy to come into your energy. Right. We have to learn how to protect our energy. That's what I'm constantly being told. The reason why a lot of y'all can't use your imagination and visualize is because y'all don't trust yourself. And I'm still peeling the layers back of trusting myself. If you was abused, you kind of feel like it was kind of your fault. If you was in a bad relationship, you kind of feel like it's kind of your fault. And so we got this distrust within ourselves, but we don't even trust ourselves to make good decisions. You know?
That's so true.
Yeah, we've been getting trolls lately too. Yeah, so it's a war going on against consciousness.
Yeah.
But we can get through it because we wouldn't be here if we didn't. We got to keep pushing through. We got to anchor the peace inside of us in order to create the harmony on earth. So again, what's happening is we're purging timelines that are not for your greatest good. That's being purged from you. So when the trauma surfaces, the sadness, the depression, the anger, the frustration, when you begin feeling those things, the loneliness, no, wait a minute, okay, this is a moment that just wants to make me aware of my presence, where I am right now, my vibration, and where I desire to be. Okay, let me stop. I don't need nobody outside of me to validate me. Let me stop. Wait a minute. Okay. And just start practicing using your imagination. Yeah, white girl, the crying is purging. Like, we got to get this trauma out of us because we're not interfacing with each other in the way that we could. And this is why so many of us are still in lack, because lack comes from within. And so if you have lack trapped within you, guess what? You're going to have it all outside of you as well in your life. And so the true abundance is being able to be whole within yourself. I have to learn how to master my own energy and hold that energy and not allow his energy to change my energy. But because I'm an empath, it's so hard because I suffer narcissistic abuse, sexually abused, physically abused, abandoned, neglected, in and out of different people's homes. My parents were alcoholics and addicts. I mean, every movie that ever came out about the horrible things people experience in life has been my life. And so now I'm in this reality where I have to go back into all of that stuff, revisit it, talk to myself at whatever age I was at and say, it's okay. You survived this. I know it feels like you're going to die, but look at me. Look at me. I'm you. It's okay. Y'all, we got to do that. We have to learn how to self-soothe. That's what it is, to self-soothe. For some of us, like Ernest is trying to find his voice. I have to be patient with him because I'm a lot more vocal than he is. Sometimes too vocal. You know? And so I asked him, thank you for the donation. I just noticed, thank you so much for the donation.
Thank you.
When people give donations to us, I'm telling you, I really believe so on my heart, when you sow into good ground, you reap the rewards of that. People say if you give, the Bible, it says if you give a cup of water to a prophet, you receive that same reward as well. So it's kind of like that. So give what you have to give. If it's love, if it's words, if it's encouragement, or if it's money, everything is energy. Just give into the energy that you believe in, and it's going to come back to you. But we got to learn how to trust it. Yeah, gratitude, absolutely. But y'all, we got to trust ourselves. We got to let go the stuff that we experience. That is part of our past experience. That what happened to you had nothing to do with you. It was not your fault. It was not your fault. Don't hang on to it. Ernest asked me, why don't I be communicating with you? Why do I shut down? And I said, it's because that vibration is home.
Mm-hmm.
A shut down vibration made you safe. When you couldn't say what you wanted to say growing up and in your relationships, it kind of kept a safety in the house. And so we're always going to go back to what made us feel safe. Yeah. So you have to begin saying to yourself, okay, ask yourself, what vibration do I tend to use as my baseline vibration throughout my day? And then if it's something that's unhealthy, be like, you know what created this? Why did I start feeling like? Because for some of us, an angry vibration feels healthy and home, like home.
Right.
Because that's how you had to be to protect yourself.
Right.
And you get stuck in that vibration.
And so you always find yourself getting angry and getting enraged. Yep.
You will find something to be angry about. And all of the entities that attach themselves to you when you was in that vibration, they need to feed. So this is why Palo Santo is important. This is why meditation is important. This is why drinking a lot of water, changing what you eat, trying to create a system, trying to create something you do every day.
Yep.
Rituals and ceremonies. The purpose in rituals and ceremonies is to allow what's inside that we can't see to be tangible on the outside of us to interface with it. So for me, like working with Yemiya and working with Isis, I'm really just working with aspects of my soul. That's all it is. Any deity that you have ever heard of, it is just an aspect of the many souls that are here and coming here and have been here. You can't put God in one group of anything. He's the Netters and the Orishas. You know what I'm saying? He's the saints and the angels. He's the demons, or he or she. God cannot
be boxed.
It's outside of time and space. This is a quantum creative force energy, and we are being held accountable for what we do with it more than ever. That's what's happening, my friends. That is why your life feels the way it feels and looks the way it looks. So yes, we have to learn how to harness the right energy and anchor it here on Earth. And it is going to be uphill. This purging process of the trauma is going to be uphill, but it's just like working out. Just realize if I just get through this next step, you know.
Thresholds. It's thresholds, levels and thresholds that you have to work through. And so the more and more that you keep at it, the more and more you do it, the further you go, the progress you will start seeing. Yep.
And the purpose in life, your purpose in life is always connected to your trauma. Always. Christian, yeah. I can relate to that. I don't cry often. I've been there for a little while. Yeah.
And so that's something in itself that you have to work through, because it's okay to cry.
Yeah, you've been having to tell yourself that.
Yeah.
Like
I've been at
that
place. Yeah, I've been at that place to where I cried, and then I got to a place to like I ain't cried in I don't know how long.
Like not too long ago though, you got to that point.
Yeah, all cried out. Yeah. But you know what? We got to return back to that, to where if it's something that wrenches our hearts like that, we can shed tears, because that's a release for us. You know what I'm saying? I like I had to be young when there was a passing or something like that. You know, most of the time, whether we lose a loved one or whether we just go through some hurt and some pain, something that really just hit like I say, hit that deep point, hit our soul. Usually we can cry about those things, but when you get to the point to where you don't cry anymore, that's not natural. And so that means that that's a place that we've consciously and subconsciously told ourselves, you know what, I'm not crying anymore.
That's not a safe place to go.
Yeah.
And for some of us, we cry so much, it's no longer a necessary place to go for you. For you, it's finding something to put in that void. Okay.
Yep.
So, because in a recent meditation, I was taken to a dark place, and I was told that dark place was my subconscious, and I was told that I've been doing so much purging, but I have not been picking things that I would like to put in that place, and so that's imbalance. And even in the Bible, when you cast out 7 spirits to go find a spirit more wicked than itself and returns, and if it finds you empty, swept, and clean, they return and you're worse off than you were before. And so for those of you who have been purging, you got to find stuff to give you joy. Look for it. Ask the angels you're working with. Ask any deities that you're working with. Ask your ancestors, especially. I don't even remember what gives me joy. Help me. Help me. I don't know what gives me joy. I don't know how to have a voice. I don't know how to stand in my truth no more. Like a lot of us have been bullied. Okay? We've been bullied. So listen, let it go. What you cannot control, release it. Okay? We cannot micromanage the spiritual awakening that we are experiencing that will put you into overdrive. So having downtime, never let a shower just be a shower anymore. You awakened. Okay? Let showers always be times of gratitude and spiritual cleansing of energy throughout the day, and anything that's no longer serving you, and visualize it just washing down the drain. Okay? Spiritually awakened people do not take showers or baths without acknowledging the spiritual aspects and the cleansing energy of water. Always eat your food and drink whatever you're drinking with gratitude. If you wake up in the morning and they've been told you they go come and repossess your car, the best thing in that moment that you can do is say, you know what? I really don't know what to do, so I'm just going to let this go. I'll figure out a way. If they come and pick up my car, I'm sure the universe is going to assist me in some sort of way. I'm going to get to work, and I'm going to get where I need to get. That's how we got to start being, y'all. We're trying to micromanage the spiritual awakening, and it's impossible. It's like trying to be Morpheus and Neo. We're Neo right now, where the energies that are at a higher dimension are trying to guide us and teach us, our ancestors who have crossed over trying to guide and teach us, but we're trying to be the teacher and the student at the same time. We got to humble ourselves and we got to surrender, y'all. We got to get into our heart for real. That means sometimes you go have a shitty ass day and you just had it. I just had a shitty ass day. I just had a terrible day.
Right.
I really don't know why. And so that's the purging. Okay? Ancestral trauma is coming up right now. It has to come up. It's got to come up to come out. Okay? So if it's a feeling you're having and you can't identify what's causing the feeling, acknowledge the fact that it's probably something ancestral. And we was listening to Lisa Romano talk about this, and Joe Dispenza, and so many more, Bruce Lipton, and they talk about how your genetics is literally programmed with the trauma of the lineage, maternal and paternal, that you come through. And what happens is, so let's say your great-grandmama was in a relationship where she was abused a lot. Well, while she was pregnant with your grandmama was experiencing abuse as your great-grandmama was experiencing abuse. And then your grandmama got pregnant with your mama, and now that abuse went down to another generation. And so it just keeps getting trapped in the egg. Well, guess what, y'all? We was born to work through it. We was born to heal our generations.
That's right.
To heal our bloodlines. So that is why our spiritual practice looks so different than most people in our family, because they were not called to heal the bloodline. We were. That's what's happening. But don't let yourself feel spiritually prideful about this. It is very humbling, actually. And just going in the heart is safe. It's safe. If you don't feel safe being yourself, it's okay to use your mask in that moment, but make sure you carve out some time for yourself to be safe. Some of you live with people where you can't have an altar. You live with people who don't understand certain practices, and you're kind of having to hide your spiritual practices, and it just makes you feel like you're not being authentic. It makes you feel like you're in a trap. For those of you who are feeling that way, being in the tub and in the shower is an excuse. When we was young, I had brothers. That was their excuse to have some alone time so that they could go and jack off. And it's kind of like that. It's kind of like, no, don't come in. I'm doodling or I'm taking a shower or whatever.
Yeah,
It's kind of like
right.
that.
Yeah.
That is the only time that you can break away and do something for your spiritual needs. Then do that. Okay, you don't have to feel guilty about that. I don't know no other examples of you. You know how you like, you've been in the bathroom for an hour. I gotta get in the bathroom. We used to always fight for the bathroom for school. And I'm like, I think you in there jacking off. But but we make time to do what we want to do.
Yeah.
We will make time. We always find a way to do the things that we want to do. So yeah, that's what this energy is calling us to do, is to purge the trauma, y'all. Okay. Yeah. Unapologetic. What's up, DJ High Priestess? Yes. That's how we have to be. We have to be unapologetic. So it's more so about being true to yourself and being kind to other people who ain't got nothing to do with your spiritual awakening. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man.
That is so true.
So it's just, thank y'all. We appreciate you all. It's so special. I'm so glad our channel is small and we can be intimate and fellowship with each other. Do anybody have something they want to share? I've been reading the comments. Y'all keep talking to each other in the chat too. That's good because it activates you when you're talking to each other. That activates you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had angel feathers rubbed on me in a meditation to just clear some density and some heaviness. So it's funny that you say that. But we gotta learn how, and look, for those of us in here who are empaths, y'all gotta learn how to pull your energy back and hold on to your energy and not allow your energy to be fed off of, because people aren't people. When all of these shifts and these portals and stuff open, it sounds great. There's two sides to every coin, and so what's happening is these people who are not aware of themselves enough to know that an entity has entered them are feeding off of people who are empathic. So we have to practice shutting off our energy. Okay. Okay, sure. You can send us some books.
You send a link to the email, or just email us, and then we'll go from there. That's remnantsgathering@gmail.com.
So so I'm gonna pull a few cards and see what we come up with tonight collectively for everybody here watching this. Yeah, I've been researching about empaths a lot lately too.
You got enough?
Yeah. Yeah. But for a lot of you who think you want to be in a reunion with your twin flame, I'm gonna tell you, you ain't ready. If you haven't got to the point where you're able to see yourself and be comfortable seeing yourself, you ain't ready. Okay, so just focus on you. Focus on becoming your best self. You know, you don't have to have this kind of situation to go through your spiritual ascension. Okay, find the true self. That's what we are doing.
Yeah. Because you know what I'm saying. Yeah, at this point, it's like, even though we're in a relationship and ain't nothing gonna change, but we still having to find ourselves, and that can be extremely challenging when you're at a place of trying to find yourself and learn yourself and love yourself, while you're also trying to find your mate and love on your mate, and learn your mate. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like extremely challenging. You know what I'm saying? But hey, we know who we are and we know why we've been placed here. So we embrace it, and we just find ways to make sure that we're keeping balance and staying connected.
So, as a group right now, a lot of us are going through this energy, and it's like we're going through these timelines, and the spiritual ascension is getting a little uncomfortable for some of us. What wisdom is there for us on this path? that you can share with us. But I hear that. I hear them saying discipline, discipline, discipline. If you're doing shadow work and self love, do it every day. If you don't write down nothing but one sentence because you're just dead ass tired, do it every day and commit to it. You will receive the energy that you put out, and you will begin manifesting a world where people appreciate you for who you are. Yeah, let's work on that. Let's work on our soul tribe being gathered and expanded to the point that we manifest people into our everyday life that appreciate us for who we are and are not trying to change us and are not judging us. If you have a lot of judgmental people around you and in your life, you're probably a very judgmental person towards yourself. Outside always reflects inside, and that's the case. The purpose in those triggers is to help you get past your own judgments of yourself. And I find myself being judgmental of people, and I have to pull back that energy because it's only because I'm judgmental towards myself. That energy is not coming into the new earth, okay? Yeah, cut them off. Cut them off. People being judgmental towards you and just mean and abrasive, let it go. You're not going to have to do anything. You just hold your vibration and they're going to leave.
Cut themselves out, yeah.
They go exit.
Yep.
They go exit. What is this I'm hearing? I hear something so clearly. It's gonna come up in the cards. Thank you. Thank you. Tap it for me, please. Thank you. Thank you. No, it's 38. I pulled this. So beautiful. I love these cards.
Wow.
38.
That's aura.
Look at that and see what you see. Yeah, I see.
Brilliant aura.
A very brilliant aura. A lot of chakras. Wanting to be activated. The chakras want to be activated. Yeah, they want to be activated. We have to activate them. We have to clear them. We have to activate them. Let's go to the book and see what the book has to say about this. This deck is called Path of the Soul for those of you who want to know, want to start practicing maybe the art of tarot. There are many forms of intuitive work being done on the planet today. Using your intuitive gifts has a large role in the work you are really here to do. There are many tasks that are undertaken which actually involve the intuitive process. Whether you paint, write, music, design, raise children, waitress, or give psychic readings, you are operating from an intuitive source. This guide is here to help you see that your role is important. The work you do is needed. You are in service, and your intuitive knowing is strong. You are helping others to acknowledge and accept their own intuition. That's beautiful because that's everything we were talking about that came up in this card. So, y'all, right now, in order to operate out of your intuition, you have to be able to trust yourself, okay? And if you're still struggling with that, using your intuition is going to be difficult. So work on developing self-trust. You can write some affirmations that I trust myself. I know that things are going to work out for my good. I feel this low vibration and this density right now, but I know things are going to work out for my good. And I'm not going to run from this. I'm not going to abandon this. That's beautiful. I'm just going to sit with myself. I'm going to hold myself, embrace myself, love myself, and all of my needs will be met because I am seeking the God within myself. Seek God first, and everything else will follow. To know God is to know thyself. So when this trauma comes to the surface, know that that is the creator, the source of all things, saying, look, for you to get to know me, you must get to know you, and we are one. So don't run from it. Nothing bad is going to happen when you face that trauma or face that feeling, okay, or face that fear. Nothing bad is going to happen. We've been on a soul lockdown. We've been on a soul lockdown. And now that we're getting free and getting out, it feels strange. You know, it's not familiar. It's not familiar. Yeah, keep talking to each other. Y'all are a soul tribe. Nothing happens by there's no coincidence. There's no coincidence. There is a quantum a quantum phenomenon called quantum entanglement. Mm-hmm. And I believe that even our energies, we're all in separate places, but picture yourself as the anchor for the higher consciousness, and it's communicating with you where you are. That's why we're all in different places, all over the earth. We're doing this work. We're doing this work. We're doing this work. So just stay on it, okay? If you're doing rituals and ceremonies, go back to it. Don't abandon it. Continue doing your rituals and your ceremonies. Continue doing your affirmations. For those of you who hadn't gotten to mantras yet, stream breathing, mantras, those sounds, hidden aspects that we need to be aware of. This is the card that I pull. So I ask for hidden aspects that we need to be aware of. Hidden aspects that we need to be aware of. This reminds me of a sun. This makes me think about the inner sun. Don't forget about your inner sun. Do y'all know the sun all throughout the Bible that they were talking about is actually your inner sun? If you never heard those two words together, do a little research on the inner sun, okay? This is your inner sun, the energy of the inner sun. This is the Savior that is within you. This is the energy that is within you, the source energy within you that wants to help you and teach you how to get through this awakening, how to be in the war but not of the war, to be in the world and not of the world. We're being called to do that. We're being called to focus on what's within, on going within, and not being afraid of what's within. I just keep feeling fear, fear, fear. Fear is what allows the powers that be to stay in control. And that's why the trauma is coming to the surface for us, because we got to get past the fear for the powers that be not to have control the way they are, okay? Now, this card that I pull, let's see what the book says about this sacred geometry. This card represents the magical realm. It says, embrace the magic within all of your day-to-day experiences. Think back to the days of childhood. See, look at this. It's just confirmation. Think back to the days of childhood when anything could happen. Begin to expect the unexpected. Many small yet wonderful surprises are coming your way. This is the calling of the universe to return to childlike wonder and belief that anything can happen. Look for the magical in the mundane and watch as life transforms from the ordinary into a mystical adventure of the unexpected. That's what we're being called to do. That is what's going to shift your energy, my friend. And the inner sun is the source of energy that you're able to do that. And I just told Ernest the other day, I said, excuse me, let me get a drink of tea. I told Ernest, I said, we have to start seeing everything in our life, the mundane stuff, as being spiritual, magical. Okay? Once you are activated to awaken, everything that you do becomes a spiritual thing. Okay? So go back. That's right, Word Watcher. Go back. We believed. We just believed that we could fly and we would jump off the bed with a sheet tied around our neck and we swore up and down, we flew.
we were superheroes.
We were.
Mm-hmm. All of it, that imagination. Yeah.
So practice using your imagination. The Rosicrucians had a visualization technique that they taught. Just type in Rosicrucian visualization technique, and it's a really good technique. To me, it was one of the easiest ones. Mm-hmm. Yep. Practice that, y'all. If we have to go in the imagination. In order to change the image of the nation, we must go into our imagination. Mm-hmm. When I went there, the fairies and the trees and the butterflies, the angels, the goddesses, everything there was like, y'all don't come here anymore. Mm-hmm. When y'all were children, y'all came here all the time. Mm-hmm. It's like y'all forgot that this realm exists. And y'all trying to change the realm y'all in, but you got to come here. Mm-hmm. This is where the magic, this is where the most potent magic is contained within your imagination. Where does God live? God lives in the mind. God lives in the imagination. Trust what you make up. If you make up in your mind that you're having a conversation with your archangel and you're making up what that archangel is saying to you, it really happened. It's not false. It's not fake. It's real. It really happened. And that is the way the subconscious mind communicates with the conscious mind, through images that we imagine. Okay? So go there. Matter of fact, we can just start collectively clearing energy. And we could all do a meditation tonight, separately, wherever we are, just to clear the fear of purging trauma. So whatever energy you work with, it might just be an ancestor. Just visualize you being with them and clearing trauma. And just visualize whatever trauma looks like to you in your mind's eye, it just being like smoke and just coming out of your aura and just dissipating. We can do that collectively tonight. Okay? What's up, Theta Rams? Good to see you here.
Bless you, brother.
Theta Rams is the king of binaurals.
Oh, yes.
Yes, because without his binaural beats, y'all, I don't know what, like, he brought my imagination to life for me.
Yeah. We done fell asleep on those a number of times.
Every night. We have him going every night.
Yeah.
He has tapped into something, and he works so hard to put so much of his soul's imprint into his binaural beats. Y'all gotta go there for real.
Yeah.
Well, peace, brother. Thank you. We love you.
Yes,
we appreciate
sir.
you.
Yes, indeed.
Support his channel.
Yeah,
he don't need nobody to shout him out.
Nope.
Because he got so many subs.
Y'all.
Let's go there.
Yeah, definitely.
So, yes, go in your imagination. If you need help, I'm glad Theta Rim showed up. The binaural beats that he do, the certain frequencies will help your mind to get into theta and delta so that you can shift out of beta, which is what a lot of us been in. And so go there. Let's reimagine the world. Let's change the world by going within. Okay?
That's good.
Yeah, that's good. I like that. Imagine your inner child in a cartoon world. I like that.
Yeah.
You can erase people and shit. You know? I like that.
Yeah.
And so, yes, that's how we're going to change this world. It happens going within. And be fearless. If you got a boss that just keep messing with you, in your imagination, in your visualization, you go to that boss and say, look, you will no longer be able to mistreat me or underpay me or not give me hours because, look, I have all of these ancestors and all of this divine help and all these angels working with me to help me with you. And go to work the next day expecting something beautiful to happen, expecting something to happen that is confirmation that what you visualized was real. It is.
Yep.
In the words of Bobby Hemmett, the imagination is real. What you dream about is the real world. This shit ain't real.
That's right.
Shout out to Bobby Hemmett.
Yep.
He woke a lot of us up. Yeah, I think that's it. So check out our playlist. It's called Relationship 101. We got to learn what codependency means. We got to start identifying how we try to manipulate our environment to feed into the comfort zone that we have created that is no longer necessary or good for us. We have to learn about this stuff, y'all, okay? So we love y'all so much.
Yeah.
Thank y'all. Like I said, if we have to do this to pull away, we will.
Yep. We
will. We're going to do what it takes because we recognize that the resonance that we have with each other is so necessary. So somebody from Europe.
Wow.
Okay, that's beautiful.
Bless you.
Bless you. Thank you for the donation. You're all the way in Europe. I didn't know you was in Europe, girl. It's speaking right to your life, and that's beautiful. That's beautiful. So, yes. Okay, one last thing. Sometimes I wish we had kids. We would be on here all the time with y'all, but then, maybe we wouldn't. We'd be trying to get some alone time. But, yes. Archangel Michael Jackson is so available to help. I know that sounds crazy, but I asked him to help me with my depression, And every time I do that, I'll go somewhere where I'm not expecting Michael to come through, and it'll be the exact words I need to hear.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
That's beautiful.
Yep.
For those of you who deal with depression, a really good song that works for me is "I'm gonna say it one more time and I'm not gonna stop."
Y'all know what she's talking about. I'm gonna say it one more time and not gonna stop. I'm gonna say it one more time and not gonna stop.
You can't listen to that and stay depressed.
Yeah.
If you can, please email us and say, "Hey, I listened to it and it didn't work." I'll be shocked.
Oh, it's gonna raise your vibration. You're gonna be dancing and everything else. Yeah. Yeah. Got to be starting. Want to be starting something.
Yeah, but he was speaking to the collective that's keeping us trapped, y'all.
Yeah.
Michael, that's what he was doing.
Yep.
Yeah, and all of the zombies from Thriller. That shit, you know what that is? That's not just the soulless portals. That's the dead emotions and shit that we got inside of us, and they're rising as zombies right now.
Yeah.
So your dead emotions, the dead relationships, the thoughts you have about yourself that are critical and abusive to yourself that have no life in them are coming to the surface and coming up out the ground.
That is so true.
That's Michael, his stuff has to be looked at esoterically because that's how the greatest musicians and artists speak.
Mm-hmm.
So back to what I was saying. One more thing I wanted to say. Okay.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he was just metaphysical. He had a lot of a lot of insight and wisdom as to what he was putting in his music.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
he did.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's right. We don't love ourselves. If y'all resonate with us right now, you are someone that is being taught to love yourself. That's true, Mr. Banclap, about Prince.
Mm-hmm.
He come to me a lot too.
Mm-hmm.
They both available to help us too, y'all. They were awoke before they transitioned, so you can definitely look at them like an ancestor as well and connect with them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but y'all, we don't love ourselves. That's the real issue. That's why the trauma is so hard to purge. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. The other day, I was feeling so sick and my migraines were so bad, but I had to drive because he didn't get off work in time to take me to acupuncture. And when we got there, he was like, "Babe, I tell you what, I'll drive you all where you need to go, and I'll get a lift to come back and get my vehicle." And I was thinking to myself, that's just too much. I'm not gonna let him do all that. I'm not gonna let him spend all of that money getting a lift, driving us all the way on the other side of town and all the way back. I was thinking, having all these thoughts that just was on a loop. And I was like, that's some crazy shit. This man wants to make a sacrifice for me so I don't have to drive, and I'm thinking of all the reasons I'm not comfortable with him doing that. That is the effects of the abuse, the narcissistic abuse I experience because I'm codependent. I am only happy when I'm making somebody else happy. I am only happy when somebody outside of me is comfortable with my actions and what I'm doing. I don't know how to have my own vibration be a healthy vibration, and it don't matter what the fuck nobody else doing around me. And a lot of us went through that. A lot of us were abused. It may not be physical. It could have been mental and emotional, but we were abused. And so the self, the highest self, is demanding us to pay attention to the inner child and to the lower self so we can integrate. The integration only happens when you love yourself. So if you are dealing with fear, if you are dealing with trauma coming to the surface and you're really not comfortable with it, it is because there is a self-love issue here. We are in a famine of love for self. That's the famine. That is the horseman that rides in the book of Revelations. It is not just famine of food for the physical body, but it's famine of anything that will feed the energetic body, the mental body, the emotional body, the celestial body. So start practicing loving yourself, okay? For me, so simple. I was like, I guess I'm going to have these two balls on my nose. And so I'm able to look at myself and say, I just love me.
Yeah.
I just love me. I love all of me. I love me. You might have teeth missing. You might not have no edges because your ass been wearing too much weave. Fellas, I don't know. You might scratch your ass so much your ass just look crusty. I don't know.
So true.
But it's something. It's something about you don't like.
Yep.
Your feet might be rough as hell right now. You're tearing up the sheets, toenails. I don't know. But everybody got something they don't like.
Yep.
And for most of us right now, we are learning how to stop reacting to situations and respond to them appropriately. Don't react, respond appropriately. Don't react, respond appropriately. Mm-hmm. But we don't know how to respond because we're disconnected from the higher self within us. Mm-hmm. Self-love, y'all. And it's you can say, well, just take a long bath with some candles, but that don't mean nothing because you don't know what the self is. You don't know who your self is because you created all these other selves to exist within all these other systems and circles and families and traditions and religions. It's like, who the fuck am I? Which one is me? Mm-hmm. So we're going through a phase. This energy, these next shifts coming up, is to identify who your true self is and to love that. Whatever comes up, love that. In the words of Matt Kahn, and if you ain't never heard of Matt Kahn, check out Matt Kahn, Kahn. I love him because he talks about loving whatever comes up.
Oh, yeah.
And so for us, when our kids cry, it is annoying as hell when they get to that 5th and 10th minute. It's like, oh my God, the first 2 minutes, I'm like, what's wrong?
Right.
And after that, it's like,
it's real tolerable. Yeah.
You gotta stop this.
Right.
What you crying for?
Yeah.
And I have to stop and be like, wow, look how I'm responding to this soul expressing pain, whether it makes sense to me or not.
Right.
Oh my God.
Right.
And it's because that's how I treat myself. Mm-hmm. It's like, get it together. Mm-hmm. You know, it's no gentleness. No compassion.
Yeah. Yeah. That's so true.
Yeah. So
we gotta love ourselves.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And man, just keep fighting. It's a fight. We at war.
Yeah.
So know it. It's an internal war that wants to keep you stagnant. You know what I'm saying? Those shadow aspects, those zombies. Because see, either we can walk around zombified or we can walk around being the highest connected cosmically and just being illuminating and really helping people to wake up. Or again, we can fall into our tendencies and patterns and just kind of walk in the program
with everybody else. Mm-hmm. Just following the program. We are the resistance.
Yeah.
We are the resistance. It's like, no, this is not how it's supposed to be, you know? Mm-hmm. Damn, this ain't right. And we have known it since we were born, and we're just now getting to express it. We're finally getting to a place where we can share something on our personal Facebook page that we know people are going to be like, what the hell? And you're like, oh, you give a fuck how they feel.
At all.
You know?
Yeah.
That's liberation.
Yeah.
So liberation comes when you face your fear and your trauma. Write your trauma down. Some of you have been ignoring traumatic experiences and you need to write down and revisit it, sit in it, and recreate it. Rewrite the story. We are multidimensional. We are not one-dimensional beings. We are multidimensional. You are experiencing many timelines. There's a timeline where you stayed with that person, got married and had kids. There's a timeline where you didn't. And all them timelines is doing this because we're having to be reassimilated. And we're having to be, it's like finding the right coordinates for Earth to be harmonious again.
Right,
and so all of your timelines, any decision you went through with but didn't go through with, there's another parallel universe. And a parallel universe is just a parallel thought. That's a parallel consciousness.
Yep.
That's thought is consciousness. Thought is vibration. Mm-hmm. So it's not really sci-fi. That's what a parallel reality is. And so all of those realities exist every day, all day long. But you pick and choose which reality you're going to be in, okay? We don't have to feel powerless. We have power. So see the magical in the mundane. Be your magical self. let that inner sun shine through and just practice. I've been looking strangers in the eyes lately, and that's something I avoid doing. And it's because when you've been abused and stuff, you shut down, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like I'm not letting anybody look into my soul, and I don't even want to look into nobody else.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's uncomfortable for me.
Mm-hmm.
I've been abused and taken advantage of my whole life, and so I got to a point where I stopped making eye contact with people, and now I'm forcing myself to just look at you and just look at you. And I'm talking to people, and they looking at me, and I'm looking at them, and it's so weird because I have to make myself like keep looking because I'd be like, okay, this is getting awkward now. Why are they still looking at me? Yep. But it's like no, it's like a staring game. It's like I'm not gonna look away. I'm not gonna look away. This is my authentic self. I am my highest self. I have nothing to hide. And I might even see something within you I can help you with and take it to my altar to help you or do a petition for you or send up a prayer for you or whatever it may be. Send you some good vibrations. But I'm going to look into this soul. Or it might not be a soul there. I'm just going to stare into this void. And I'm not going to allow my energy to be moved by whatever I see in this person. Because it's goodness inside of me. So I'm going to let you stare at me right now. Because maybe it's something in me you need. I be doing it the whole time. Like, hey, how you doing? Oh, $3.25. The whole time that conversation going. I got a whole other conversation going consciously. So.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
True.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, autism, you know, they give us all them names for stuff, but yeah, I'm a scanner too, DJ High Priest. That's what made me look away. Sometimes I see stuff, I just be like, that was a bit much. Yeah, being a psychic, empath, intuitive can be scary sometimes, the stuff that you see. So we love y'all, and we're going to end this live.
We appreciate it.
Thank y'all so much for showing up.
Yeah, and giving us some time to express ourselves.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Soul gaze.
Yeah.
Soul gaze. If you have a partner, soul gaze. If it's just you, soul gaze with yourself. Stand in the mirror tonight and just look at yourself and just feel whatever come up. Just say whatever come up, I'm going to allow myself to feel it. It's weird. You might bust out laughing. You might start crying. You might get frustrated.
Thank you, DJ.
Okay?
Yeah.
So we're here truly to help you all cross this rainbow bridge into these higher consciousness, these higher dimensions. That's what we're to do. And being on the front line of it, man, we are held accountable. So to everything that we say to you guys, we are held accountable and we are tested immediately. As soon as we end this video, we'll be tested.
Yeah.
We might walk in the house and all the babies hollering.
Right. And that's how it always is. You know, you put something out here in the atmosphere, you're definitely going to be tested. You're definitely going to be tested to see if are you ready for what you think you're ready for.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So you ready? You ready. You are ready.
You built for this.
You are built for this. You are ready.
Yeah.
Encourage yourself. Talk to yourself more. Love on yourself. You know, you can't afford to go get a massage. Massage your damn self. And act like it's the best damn thing in the world. You know what I'm saying? Really. Just do that, okay?
Yes. All right, y'all. Well, as we always say, we're holding virtual hands with you all, and your third eye has just been kissed. Peace.